Wow. Won't be no red and white SBs to the public.
Straight red or what?
Yeah, white and red.
I don't mess with SB. I couldn't get them green in school. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
I double down on that.
Welcome back to the Soundproof Hunger Room. It's your boy Colin Park Sean. Here with a little paint where it ain't a little seasoning with some reason. Get on in here, man. We got a lot to talk about. How y'all been doing out there? 18, what's been happening with you, bro?
Oh man. So what I really been doing, man, is working on my disciplines, man. To be honest, man, spending, living, the gym, way I think, things like that, man. I really been working on my disciplines, man. It's hard, man. It's hard to live that sharp knife all the time. Sometimes you get dull, you gotta be sharper at times. So I just really been working on my disciplines, man.
It's a process, and
yeah, that's all.
It's about creating habits, and sticking to them.
Yeah,
maintenance.
It's a lot, man. I'm working at it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing better, so it is what it is.
Okay. Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. First off, we appreciate y'all coming on back in here like we told y'all previously. Y'all used to us dropping every week. We still gonna try to do that, but we're not gonna feel pressed to do it. We want to make sure we give y'all a nice, action-packed, full show every time we come in here. No fillers, as we like. No fillers. So we just want to try to give y'all a lot of information when we get in here. And today, we definitely got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff y'all don't heard about. Probably a lot of stuff you ain't heard about. But we gonna keep it 100 with you on everything we get into. So y'all know what time it is. My favorite time. It's time for that news, people. I got a lot of news for y'all. Today. Couple weeks ago, Roland Martin had a shout out to Roland Martin. He been doing his thing. A lot of people don't really mess with him because he kind of loud sometimes, right? but he get to the business though. He had a Pastor William H. Lamar, the fourth on his show, and what I didn't know was 5 years ago, this pastor has a church up in was it in Maryland? DC, somewhere like that. Anyway, 5 years ago during the protest, he had a Black Lives Matter sign on his church, and they had video of some Proud Boys pulling the sign down and all this racial stuff and tearing it up or whatever. So they ended up arresting the dudes, the Proud Boys. They got arrested, and they actually sued them for $3.1 million, and they won the judgment, but they didn't pay. Mm-hmm. So what the pastor ended up doing was saying, okay, well, since we're not getting paid, let me get their trademark. So he went and he got the judgment. So they own the trademark of the Proud Boys. So from this point on, anything that they do or use Proud Boys or whatever, he get paid off of that, or he can continue to sue them. So
I'll be buying me a little sweatshirt or something.
shout out to Pastor William H. Lamar the fourth, man, for doing that. I think that's huge. You know what I mean? Just you can't always hit them in the pocket, take their name away from them. You know what I mean? So that's heavy. Another thing in the news, Trump shut down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is literally the thing that protects us from big businesses. Yeah. It's in the sense of saying that, if everything you think about inflation, when a company says, oh, we get this product for $3, we're going to charge you $10. That bureau was what was in place to say, okay, y'all ain't finna do this all the way like that. Mm-hmm. And he shut that down. He also let go a lot of the federal employees last week. They also had where they were trying to give out the severance package where they, would get laid off by September. And they were expected they were trying to cut at least 10%, and they only got maybe like 4% to agree to it. So all of that kind of started going into motion last week. What's your thoughts?
From what I understand, there ain't even no money in the budget to pay them people. From what I understand, like they don't even have a budget to pay them people severance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
So I got a little insider on that stuff, and
mhm,
it's a lot to that. Like they telling them like they still might have to work because it's tax season.
okay,
So if you get rid of all these employees, now how far your taxes be behind? Like some people, already filed whatever, with the taxes. But if you lay off all these people, it's tax season. Like it doesn't. So you still might have to work up until the end of tax season, or maybe further in before you can even. You might get to September before you actually out of the job.
okay, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because it all depends on when you file your taxes. Like taxes is go a long time. It's just the last day to file is the 15th.
right.
But you know what
And
I'm
I
saying?
remember they extended it last year.
Exactly. So if you lay off all these people, then who gonna do these taxes? We already talking now. He already talking about. He ran with the overworking in the towers.
Mhm.
The towers. I don't know why I don't know the name. We work for the damn people. For the
But the airline,
the air
air
traffic
traffic
control.
control,
Air traffic
air traffic
control.
control, yeah,
They saying they short, which they've been short for
yeah,
years. They've been short for years.
yeah,
So that's nothing new. But so now you're gonna attack people. The government with the taxes, and the tax thing ain't got nothing to do with us. It got to do with him.
mm-hmm.
Like I know everybody's aware of this. I'm just repeating it. It has everything to do with him and what he got going on with his taxes.
Right.
So it ain't really got nothing to do with nobody else. You know what I'm saying? It just he going after people that went after him. That's what it is.
Right.
But in my opinion,
Mm.
it's gonna be interesting how that go, because to say they don't even have the money in the budget, which I don't even understand the budget when y'all send all that money over to Ukraine,
Ooh.
to even pay these people
Mm.
to walk away from this job. You know what I'm saying? What, they get 40,000? It was between 20 and
It was, yeah, I
something
saw
like
it was
that.
20 something.
Yeah,
Like 20 something.
just to take the severance package, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot more to that. Like I got a friend, a real close friend, and she's into that, and she does taxes, and she was telling me the things that's going on with it is very interesting. Like they talking about a lawsuit and
Yeah.
things like
I heard
that.
too.
Yeah, so the union telling them not to even walk away.
Mm.
Like, so it's interesting. Keep your eyes out for that, and don't be surprised when your taxes get delayed this year.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
attitude of people doing your taxes, because
Mhm.
they still have to work. Well, who gonna care?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Serious stuff. That's why I said you got to pay attention to really what's going on, but
Yeah.
at the same time, we got to stay cool. Can't lose your cool out here.
Please don't mess up my taxes. I've been through that before. Please don't mess up my taxes.
Right. Get it right. Get it right. Speaking of Trump, Elon Musk and President Elon Musk had a press conference at the Oval Office with his son, and his son was caught on a hot mic telling Trump that he wasn't the president. You shouldn't be sitting there. And Elon went on to have a press conference basically about spending and what he's going to do and what he's trying to do. First off, shout out Maurice Stewart, Mo, Big Mo. I'm gonna tell you a story what happened. So he posted online about this conversation, and follow them on 80. I think it's 82 Kings. He has a great group as well. He posted about it, and I responded. And I'm not good with typing. I kind of get ahead of myself, and I type and I leave out a lot of stuff. So when he asked, he said his actual post said there's some truth to what Elon said. So immediately I just was like, because when I remember looking at the first 5 minutes of it, I was like, I can't take this no more. And so I put on there, I was like, how y'all forgot that this dude was just doing the Nazi salute the other day?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're saying, okay, some of the stuff you're saying is true. So he was like, oh, so thanks for telling me you didn't look at the thing. And I was like, now, wait a minute. I didn't say look at it. What I'm saying is that whatever this guy has to say is not for me. Because he's shown me that he don't care nothing about my people or the average American. So he said, yeah, again, I see you didn't see anything you said. Are you going to speak to the subject? So I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, and then one of his homeboys jumped in and was like, hey, I don't know why you even waste your time talking to people that don't even read. And I'm like, I don't even know this dude. Like, he just came out of nowhere.
social media.
Yeah, social media. So that's why I was like, Sean, relax.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to pull up. So I pulled up on him because I knew where he was at.
Can't you pull up on people because you never
I pulled up on him. But it was all love. As soon as we started talking, we broke everything down. It was what it was. And he was like, man, I'm glad you pulled up. Because when I walked up on him, he literally was sitting there holding his phone, deciding what he was finna say to me.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I was just finna, and he was like, dang, I felt like it was a little tension. And I said, that's why I pulled up, because I know I didn't want to get there with it. You know what I mean? So he was like, man, I appreciate you pulling up and doing that. And like I said, we request whatever was going on or whatever.
My advice to you, if you're going to comment on something, no matter how you feel about the person that's leaving the message, you got to watch it. You can't be talking about somebody, hey, for me, and then you go comment on it. Right. You can't do that, bro.
Right. And that's what I said when I pulled up. I said, even in the text, I said, I probably should just scroll by this. Yeah. But I'm a victim now, so I'm going to go ahead and...
Emotions got the head.
Yeah, and that's why I had to pull up.
We got a podcast, but we can't be out here embarrassing yourself like that. You got a brand.
But I'm okay with saying, it's nothing wrong with being wrong sometimes. I'm okay with being wrong. So, you know, I just wanted to shout out more on that, man. Just we was able to just sit down and talk about it and work through it. But anyway, back to that subject that was happening with Elon Musk in the Oval Office with his kid. It was just, he literally just told the world that I'm going to do what I want to do. In a sense, but I'm trying to cut this, I'm trying to cut that, and a lot of the stuff that he's talking about, he don't have the right people doing the job. He created his own little crew to do all this stuff that they're doing the research. Like, how you got hackers doing an auditor's job and creating all this stuff to say, well, like they said they're gonna get rid of pennies. Trump said they were going to get rid of pennies.
Yeah, I see that.
So let's look at the math. They said it takes 3 cents to make a penny. Yeah. They say if you get rid of pennies, that means you're going to have to use more nickels. It takes 13 cents to make a nickel. Yeah. So do the math. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I see that. I'm like,
oh, my goodness. So, man, yeah. I say be cool out here, man. It's just the beginning. I mean, we ain't even 2 months saying that.
He ain't got his 100 days yet. He did a lot.
Yeah.
For the 100 days.
Yeah, and I'm tired of talking about it, but he just gives so much stuff to talk about, man. But moving on, this one's a little bit more hit closer to home for me. It's a black family in Sparta, Georgia. I got to say their names. Blaine and Diane Smith. They've been fighting for like the last 2 or 3 years to keep their land. They have 600 acres of land in Sparta, Georgia, that they've had since the 20s. Their great-great-great-grandfather had this land, so the whole family lives on this land. A railroad company, Sandersville, White-owned railroad company, decided they wanted to put a railroad to go straight through their land, like 4.5 miles, and Georgia court awarded it to the railroad company. So now they're going to take their case to the Supreme Court in order to make sure that, you know, this company doesn't get to run the railroad through their land. This is just a classic case of when we talk about redlining, when we talk about 40 acres and a mule, even these things that we have earned as a people, they will find a way to take it away from you. And that's why I say history repeats itself, and every time we feel like, oh, politics don't matter or voting doesn't matter, all that stuff comes into play at some point. If you have your hand in the ground and you're doing the work, but if you're just kind of getting by, then probably don't bother you. But I just want to just put eyes on that. If you want to look up that story, Blaine, just Google Blaine and Diane Smith. They're in Sparta, Georgia. So keep your eyes on that, man.
I want to keep my eyes on that because there's going to be a money settlement in that. It's going to be a rented land, in my opinion, before that's over.
Mm. So you don't think they're going to stand?
I don't think.
Or you don't think the state will?
Yeah. Okay. I think the only thing that's going to come from that, it's just my opinion, is that they're going to rent the land. Okay. Like just like they do with electric poles and all that.
Okay.
They go rent the land and then
Just to get paid off.
yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, because they were concerned about all of the pollution and all of the that it's gonna bring.
It's gonna be a check.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at the end of the day, land supposed to bring, in my eyes, money.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
if we, it's supposed to bring money for even if it's for your family.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be it's worth something.
Right.
Now, how long you hold on to it, it depends on what you got going on in life. But everybody waiting for that phone call, and they wait for that phone call in my eyes, from the government to rent the land.
Mm.
Like, we're gonna put this through your property, but we're gonna pay you to put this through your property.
Okay.
And it might be a lease of 100,000 years or something, but it's
still your land.
It's still your land, but
we're gonna utilize it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
That's smart business, if you ask me. Like, you said, how many acres?
They got 600.
So I mean,
yeah, 600 acres.
If it's on the side where ain't nobody using it, you know what I'm saying? Let me get that. Y'all can hold that little. You know what I'm saying? This property line, boom, okay, that's fine.
In this case, they were just taking it.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Because they didn't think nobody paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
So they was like, yeah, okay. It's like putting it in the paper for a divorce. 30 days, don't nobody see it.
It's fine.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, they didn't think nobody was watching their land.
Right.
And people like, hold on, what you doing?
Right.
Like, it's going to court with this.
Which happens a lot.
It's going to be a check.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, get the check and keep the land.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. I forgot to talk about this. I went to Mexico a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I gotta talk about it. Because people be thinking that when we be talking our black stuff, that we just be talking. So everywhere I went, and I went by myself, met some friends down there. Shout out Harry, birthday party. Had a good time, whatever. But for the most part, I was by myself. And I went to this restaurant. And when I walked in, it's like an outdoor restaurant, chicken spot, whatever. They had a bar and all this and that. So when I walked in, nobody really said anything to me. I'm the only black person in here, and mostly Mexicans. So I go in and meet a guy at the counter, and I said, "Where can I sit?" He said, "I sit you over here at this table." So he gave me my menu, took my order, and he walks off. So I ordered like a chicken sandwich and a Corona. And where I'm sitting, I can see the refrigerator where the Coronas are.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, nothing. 20 minutes, nothing. I ain't seen this guy no more. I seen him run circles around me.
Yeah.
Finally, the only waitress in there, she came up to me and she said, "Hey, you okay?" I said, "Well, I've been waiting for this drink for like the last 20 minutes. She said, "I noticed. That's why I came over here." She was like, "My apologies." She said, "I'm going to take care of you from here." So I'm looking like, so you saw the same thing. I don't want you to think that it's, because a lot of times we be like, oh, maybe it's because I'm black. No, literally it was because I was black. So she went and got my stuff. And so even me speaking to her, I could tell she had more of an American accent. So I said, "Where you from?" She was like, "I'm from Mexico City." I said, "Oh, okay, that makes a difference." So she was like, "Yeah, I saw what happened." She was like, "I apologize." She just shook her head. She was like, "I'm a little pissed about it too." So I was like, you know what? Everywhere we go, we black. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as long as you know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what? Whatever my bill is, double it, and you take the other half. I appreciate you looking out for me. Whatever. So, but just my thing is that, man, no matter where we go, people always look over us. And you got to be able to control yourself, because I know our brother Flex, shout out Flex.
He gonna speak up.
He would have spoke up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
he
we
giving
and
no
we
extras. He might got it for free.
We would have stood with him. You know what I'm saying? But just like I said, man, a lot of times, man, when you even just leaving this country, man, it's all over the world.
You got a lot of patience to wait 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was hungry, man. It was late at night too.
That was the only place over.
Nah, it was probably like some little street joints.
Yeah, you got a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I ain't got that. I'd have been out 10 minutes.
I'm
out of here.
I think that's a little bit all I got for the news. Well, we still got plenty to talk about. Number one, we got we got that halftime show to talk about. We don't talk about it. Everybody don't talk about it. What are your thoughts on it? Because I got a lot to say about it.
And man, during halftime, I go to the bathroom. I give me some more to eat. Might take a nap. Like halftime shows to me, I don't care who on the stage. That just ain't it ain't never been my thing. So I caught it the next day. I seen it. It's like going to a concert, man. You know what I'm saying? If people go to concerts,
you get it.
That's just what it was. It was a concert. Like I got into it. I was making fun of people. You know, everybody had these theories and all that, which is cool. If it makes people think, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy was like, "Yeah, that was a PlayStation control." I said, "That wasn't American Gladiator set." Like, oh my third eye ain't open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you gotta find humor and things like that. Because y'all start arguing, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, mess up friendships over that, man. You know, it was a statement made. If you look for it, you seen it. If you didn't, it wasn't for you. Move on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all knew what Kendrick was gonna do when he got up there.
That's the problem. I don't think they did. Like, I think people did. They thought he was gonna go there and party.
He
ain't never did that.
So yeah, that's my thing. Like, he's never done that. So why do it? Only thing that I seen Serena up there. You know, sit down somewhere. Like, I get it. She from Compton. I get that. Go sit down somewhere. Like, you. Like, I got some homies that bang. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to them. And I just like, what set was she stepping? They said, I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? They said, I don't know what that was. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think the breakdancing chick taught her how to crip, how to walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she remember when she did it
it looked the same. Yeah, it looked the same. It looked like a aerobics class. And you just threw your hands in there. But that's just, some things just, man, just sit down. Sit down. You know, it was the whole thing. Oh, she did it because of
that
did her wrong.
Yeah, that was just too
man, much. She sucked that man wee, I would think, because they was in a relationship. So I don't think he cared too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people, man, like, it's kind of hard being upset. Like, it's like to get revenge on a man that slept with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, he gonna be like, yeah, okay, I got it though. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard, you know. So, I mean, you know, I moved on, man. You know,
you took a light taking to it.
You know, once again, Samuel Jackson showed he's a great supporting actor.
He did his part.
I mean, he's supportive. He's always he's greatest supportive.
Greatest.
Yeah. I ain't never letting that go.
Yeah, you just you'll never let that go.
Go ahead.
I watched it, and to me, it was Kendrick Lamar. Like you said, if you're a Kendrick Lamar fan, you know what he does. His shows, even if on the big stage, what music
I have no idea.
Award show he did, and they had he had the jails out there and all. So you know he gonna come with some politically or some consciousness type when he performs. So that's why I didn't understand how people expected him to come out and do this party. I was more upset of, I'm gonna say it, y'all black folk that was the worst halftime show ever. And then the next day it turned out it was the highest viewed ever.
Controversy song.
So my thing is that I understand that if something isn't for you, it's not for you. And at the time you feel like you're supposed to be partying this and that. But this is Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, let me stop you for a minute.
Go ahead.
You said you're upset with people that thought it was the worst ever.
Right.
But if they don't like it, like what if it's country music up there, I'll probably say the same thing.
I wouldn't look at it.
That's true too. So but it's Kendrick Lamar, so
I'm not gonna say it was the worst ever. So for, like you said, as a black person,
okay.
Like if Darius Rucker got up there, country, I'm just not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna say that was the worst halftime show.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
I just, and that's why it bothered me. And then we wonder why we can't move in solidarity. You feel me? That's the angle I'm taking.
So would you rather black people not say anything?
Yeah, I'd rather you not say anything as opposed to, and we had one friend, Nathan. Shout out Nate. Nate had the most purest response that I saw. He's in the group.
Oh, what up, Nate?
You know, Nate. Workout sometime in the gym.
Oh, okay. What up, workout, Nate?
Whatever, man. Anyway, he had the most transparent response. He said when he saw it, he didn't care for the performance, but he said he kept quiet. And he said the next day when he saw all the symbolism that was involved, he was like, okay, it makes a lot of sense. And he went back and looked at it again, and he was like, okay, I enjoyed it now. Because at the moment, if you don't know Kendrick and you're not really, he's not a household name like that.
Half of y'all drunk during the Super Bowl. So of course you didn't like it. Y'all drunk. Y'all needed Glorillaz and Lil Wayne's. Y'all would have been fine.
Perfect. Exactly.
But then you'd have got crucified by them people, and then you'd have been like, oh, they just don't understand. This wasn't for them.
Well, come on now.
You know?
So the whole thing for me was, this is the starting line for what I feel like is about to happen. We've talked about it before. We think like there's going to be like a civil war that's going to happen. To me, that was the starting line, because when he said it, before he even started performing, he said, y'all got the right dude at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And so that to me was the starting line of, I think a lot of people in the entertainment world, a lot of influence with Trump and Elon and all this stuff happening in the government, are really going to make a stance on a lot of things, more so than they normally did.
I don't think so.
Another example of that,
Go ahead.
Shonda Rhimes, creator of Grey's Anatomy and some other shows. She was the treasury at Kennedy Center. And Trump just recently said he just made himself the chairman.
Yeah.
She said, I'm going to holler at y'all.
A lot of them left.
Through the deuces. Issa Rae had a performance. She was supposed
to.
She canceled it, said, I apologize.
Brother, too. He walked away, too.
Said, I'm good. So I think a lot more of that stuff is going to happen now. Sheryl Crow, she showed a video of her selling her Tesla and said she's going to donate her money.
Yeah, said she done.
So I think this is going to be like the starting line of a lot of the people starting to really just be like, you know what? I'm done with this. We out.
Just back up. Let's back up. Let's just take one at a time. Let's talk about this halftime show.
Okay.
What's going to happen from this point on? A halftime show is only going to be it's going to be people that's safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be no more demonstrations during the halftime show. So I'm pretty sure either Jay-Z going to get involved or he going to leave.
I was going to ask you that.
One thing or two is going to happen. You should expect that. He raised too many eyebrows. I've seen some report that the Super Bowl people said they apologized. I don't even know if that's true. So,
I didn't hear that.
So you can forget that. So you don't have to worry about, it's either going to be ignorance or it's going to be pageants and things like that from this point on from the Super Bowl. It is what it is. As far as people taking a stance and stepping away, that's going to be cool for a minute. Every 30 days, though, you got to pay somebody something. And eventually you're going to have to sit and fight somewhere to get things to change. They walked away. They felt like he shouldn't have did it. I understand the reason why the lady left. She said, you have nothing to do with this at all. You have no experience in this. But now you're over this. She said, I can't even work for this. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. At some point, though, we have to stop saying, I'm pulling out, and just tear the whole goddamn thing down and rebuild it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because us pulling out, it ain't enough of us to pull out. Because people fickle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we about to get into the DIE with the Target thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though it is what it is. You're going to do what you got to do for you. But that's what it's going to come down to. People going to do what they got to do for them. Eventually, we got to stop the running. We got to stop running.
Right.
And just say, yo, we gonna be here. And we might be disruptive. But eventually, you're going to get tired of us being disruptive because it's going to go global. And then they're going to be like, oh, this was going on over there. So things got to change. All this pack up and go, you ain't going nowhere. Let's just be honest. Some of y'all go to Mexico and everywhere else and ain't never been to Egypt. Y'all ain't been no parts of Africa, but y'all done been everywhere else. So, I mean, stop that. Let's stop it. Let's just be honest, dog. Stop that. You know, and I ain't taking no shots and nothing like that, so don't think that, but that's reality.
Right.
Jamaica is full of people. A lot of Asians there now. You know what I'm saying? Mexico get a lot of black dollars. Tulum, all the party places get a lot of black dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody say I'm going to see these pyramids. Don't nobody say I'm going to Ghana. Don't nobody. It's rich black people over there that can show you a good time too. But don't nobody ever say they going there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, so let's just keep it let's keep it real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even when we going through at the job, man, it'd be easy for us to just say, I'm just gonna get mine and get up out of here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But don't nothing change. So we complain every day. This is a complaint or something. When you gonna stand and fight for something though? Mm-hmm. Like if you feel you've been wrong so much, when you gonna stand? When you gonna sit and fight for it? You can't just keep packing up and going, man. I'd rather be disruptive in an intelligent way though, versus just keep packing my bags. I can't keep doing that. Yeah. Eventually, I'm gonna kick your window in. Like that's just eventually sometime to get there. Yeah. Martin Luther King was a great man. Mm-hmm. So was Malcolm X though. Mm-hmm.
And both of them got tired.
Both of them. And what they do, they killed them. Yep. Everybody ain't gonna make it, man. Mm-hmm. But we can't hope everybody make it by just keep turning our back, man, just to get there.
Yeah. Also, what I've noticed, because I am one of them disruptors, especially at work. A lot, they used to call me Black Panther back in the day, because for me, your title means nothing. But like you said, I'm gonna come to you in a way that is constructual to what we're trying to do. Yeah. I'm not gonna be yelling or just because I don't even like to hear people complaining.
Don't nobody hear nothing when you been yelled at.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna come to you in a professional manner about what needs to be done. Right. And a lot of times people would like to just talk over you or whatever the case may be. I'll start emails. I'm gonna start private meetings because I want you to know I'm not going nowhere. Right. And you're gonna have to deal with me one way or another. I'm not gonna sit here quietly. Yeah. And when other people see that, you either get one or two things. Hey, bro, you might well stop because ain't nothing gonna change. That makes me sick to my stomach when I hear that. Number two, you have, hey man, I appreciate you, keep doing your thing. And I was like, well, hey, how about you send this? Let me give you this. Send this email because we work better in numbers. And then I'll be getting rid of people to.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
There's a lot of people.
It's all momentary.
Yeah. So, like you said, man, you really are an outlier when you take on that position in that way. I know for me, because my work ethic speaks better than anything. So I can go out here and say what I have to say and not feel like you can pull something up on my record and this and that because I'm clean. Right. So you're going to have to really listen to me. I'm not one of these guys calling out every other day to whatever the case. You got to hear what I'm saying, you know, and after a while, like you said, if you fight long enough, they probably ain't going to, they're one way or another. I had one manager just told me, hey, the company wants me to get behind this, so I'm hoping you can. He had already admitted that you're right. And what we pushing is wrong. Yeah. But the company said we're going to stand behind it, so I'm hoping you stand behind it. I said, I can't do that, bro. Right. You know, and they eventually moved him out of his position. You know? So it's like, man, you really got to know what you, like you said, stand on something or you're going to fall for nothing.
People that really win, don't quit. Mm. They keep going. They might get knocked down and get back up. They do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Another subject. We had this, and I'm getting past saying DEI. I want to say diversity, equity, inclusion. I want to call it all the way out because I think when we put those acronyms on it, it kind of glosses it over. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really give a whole definition of what it really stands for. So I like to say from here on out, I'm going to say diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative that a lot of these companies pulled out, specifically Target, is now kind of backtracking because some of the daughters of the Target enterprise has came out and said, now, wait a minute.
Yeah, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Who made these decisions? I mean, like I was telling you, man, I lived in Minnesota for 4.5 years. I didn't know Target was based out of there until I got there. Okay. There is no way. I'm just saying, dog. Mm-hmm. One thing is based on, if you know about Minnesota, you know it's a great population of Somalians. Mm-hmm. And in Minnesota.
Mhm.
So they work a lot of jobs. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see Target even want to get involved in that
Yeah.
because of that. You know what I'm saying? What's another place? Uh, I just lost my thought. But what I was saying, like mixing interracial.
Mhm.
Interracial is a big thing in Minnesota. So I just can't see Target saying, "Oh, we're gonna be a part of this," or they first quarter numbers came in and they said, "Oh, we gotta get a out of this."
Mhm.
But the daughters came out and they were just like, we're not gonna fall for the pressure of the new administration and back out of this. Like we ain't doing it. Like we ain't. I guess they're just saying like we ain't part of that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like we gonna change this because they started it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for them to back out was a real smack in the face. You know what I'm saying? Whatever percentage it is, y'all can argue that all day. Like I said on the last episode, I don't give a damn if black got me through what though. If this what I go through to be by being black,
Mhm.
I'm taking all I can get. All I can get. What I gotta go through day to day just by getting this beautiful skin that I got.
Right.
Y'all can kiss my ass talking that, oh man, it don't mean nothing. Hey man, if it help my children, if it help your children, I'm for it.
Right.
You know, I don't care what the percentage. It could be 1%. All I give me that then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
um I'm just gonna look at some of these companies, man. And, the company we work for, they said, "Oh no."
Yeah. They stood up.
They said, "Absolutely not.
You're not
We is
doing that.
not doing that." They are
Not
because
doing
they know, man. They can look at the numbers, man. They know what time it is.
Yeah.
They know, especially here in
In Atlanta.
in the mecca of the company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They definitely don't want to get involved in that.
They stand up for them folks.
So you know what I'm saying? They don't want to get involved because one thing happens, it goes from where we work at. The next thing you know, Coca-Cola get involved. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah. Disney went through that.
Stay out the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's just I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching. Make the decision you need to make, though.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm more deliberate with how I spend my money. And speaking of that, I want to shout out our homeboy Tony Dennis. Um, if you have any tote and carry luggage, great design, great materials. Those were all created by Tony Dennis. He's been on the show twice. We talked about it. He's actually started his own line, and you can go on iamtonydennis.com and you can see his materials, the same concepts, because he created all these things. Him and Tote and Carry, those things, it didn't work out. We'll just leave it at that. I got some stuff going on, and he started his own brand. And for Black History Month, he's running a huge sale. So go check it out on iamtonydennis.com. Like I said, if you like Tote and Carry, you're gonna love some of the products he got on his, and you'll see the discount at the checkout. So check that out. I just wanted to plug that in there.
Absolutely.
Real quick. So you got something?
I ain't got nothing else, brother. Like I said, I've been really into me in these disciplines lately. So
Okay, well, talking about discipline. Right, you and I spoke a little bit earlier.
yeah.
Do you believe you could be a better provider than your parents were for you?
To my family. Right. This is how I'm gonna answer that. They laid the foundation for it. I enhanced it for my own family. I picked up what they put down, but then I added to it. So if I had to say, am I better? Yeah. I'll even go back farther than that. My father wasn't a talker. My stepfather, he was. So I got both sides of that. My mother was just hard. You know what I'm saying? Her parents was probably the same. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother didn't do too much talking. She just gave instructions. My mother's mother.
Right.
My father's mother was cooler than the fan. So That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? I never met my father's father. He died before I was born. I see the difference in every generation. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody say I want the thing like my father had, my grandfather had relationships. Was your father or your grandfather a talker to where your mother could make decisions in the house, your grandmother could make decisions in the house, did your father care about her feelings, like things like that? So when it comes to providing, I do look at that as well, and that's why I think I can come with the answer of, yeah, I'm probably a better protector and provider. I probably, you know what I'm saying, because one, I made more money than both of them. You know what I'm saying? Well, not my father. My father made it. But for the times,
Yeah,
because he worked at at Chrysler, so he made a great deal of money.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say on the financial side, yeah, because my money's longer than theirs.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I know on the side of emotions and things like that, I'm much more than my father and probably my grandfather was, because they ain't do too much. They gave orders.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
they don't care how you feel.
Right.
Like they gave orders. That's what it was. Yeah, you have, you might have talked to you never been in a house and your grandmother say something and your mother just be like, well, you better do what she told you to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I'm the head of the household.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was, I'm divorced now, but we still manage that as a team.
Right.
Versus, our parents, it might have been whatever dad say, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now if it's a decision that need to be made, if the tie need to be broke,
right.
Since I'm the one that's got to fix whatever problem going on,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I get the final say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think in that aspect of protector and provider, me versus my father and my grandfather, yeah, I'm probably better. I'm probably better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hard question for me to answer because I haven't had to provide for a family.
Right.
But I can say me learning from I never met any of my grandfathers. They weren't around.
Right.
So as a child, I didn't like my dad as a child because he was an enforcer, like you said, and he did all those things. But as I got older and became an adult and was able to see what he was doing and what he had to do, like he didn't have a choice, and he created that, so he knew once I brought these kids into this world, I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure that they're straight, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Y'all
everything's non-negotiable, so you get out of my house.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right. So when I got older and was able to talk to him as an adult, I appreciated him that much more. And another thing that made me appreciate him even more was the simple fact that his father was never around.
Right.
So a lot of his stuff he learned from watching my grandmother.
Right.
My grandmother never got married. She raised 5 kids on her own. And she would specifically tell you she didn't want to bring a man around her kids because she wanted to raise them the way that she wanted to raise them. And that's why she didn't get married.
Right.
I mean, I love her to death. She was an angel. They actually named a day after her in the city of Fulton County because she did so much for the community, for the churches and family. She got more extended family than any other person I know.
Yeah.
So he learned everything from her. Mm-hmm. So for me to hear that this man did everything he needed to do as a man with no example from a man.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? That made me look at him completely different. So even in what he was doing, I had to learn some of the things of what I didn't want to do.
Right.
Because I saw him doing it.
Because you've seen him doing it. Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
And so for me, it was, I would say, like I said, it's hard for me to answer that question, but I can definitely say I think I've become a better person because of what
the example set before you.
Yeah, the example that was set before me, but to put it in test, I haven't been able to do that.
I got you.
So,
and that it's not saying we're not appreciative,
right?
But if we had the pros and cons of it, like I don't think me being just like my father, or even my stepfather, I don't think that way of doing things will work.
Beneficial, right?
Yeah. Versus, like I said, the things I took out and put in, and then made who I am today. I'm grateful for both men. Right. You know what I'm saying, and my mother. But I just think when it comes down to it, just on every aspect of that. I think I'm definitely better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Than Nell, because like I said, my father was mean, dog. Like
Yeah.
he was cool as hell, but when he spoke, man, he
Mhm.
spoke once, and after that came the belt.
Action.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Lights, cameras, action.
and even my stepfather, he was a calm man
Mhm.
until you made him damn near unlive you.
Unalive.
Yeah, or whatever y'all the new words y'all using.
You
But
don't let that go.
yeah, but he was more of a I'm gonna talk to you first. You still gonna get this strap.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna break this down. And then later on it helped me in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I give a lot of credit to him because I know I wouldn't be who I am today without him. You know, I lost my father when I was 8.
Okay.
He, picked up the mantle for that. And I am who I am today. But I know a lot of things I do now is because of him. Like I know I got the violent side from my pops. My pops wasn't playing.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? My mother didn't play. So that's all the blood I got through me. That's them.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Kind of jumping in here. How do you feel about? There's a whole thing on the internet now about men telling other men you shouldn't be a stepdad.
That's gonna sound
Have you
funny.
seen that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
Me and my kids have a great relationship.
Okay.
But it takes a certain kind of man to raise another man's children.
Mm.
And sometimes the circumstances got to be where there ain't no father at all, like before you got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's in jail for life. He dead. He don't want to have nothing to do with
Mhm.
it before you can actually put your footprint down on that child.
Okay.
And then you got to deal with a mother who might put these restraints on you to be whatever she gonna try to make you be this kind of father because that's what she feels is needed.
Mhm.
But you might have a father in your life, and you like I turned out all right with what my example set.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing that with me. It might clash.
Right.
Would I want my son to marry a woman with children? Nah, and not because. Just for the reason of I don't know if my son mentally can deal with that.
Okay.
You know, it's a very, very tricky thing, man. Like I've been seeing that lately a lot, and I guess living off experience that I'm like, I even told my son like 3 weeks ago, if I could do it again, man, I wouldn't have did it.
Wow.
And not because of nothing they did wrong or nothing like that, but it takes. Like everybody always put the financial thing on it because you hear a lot of men say, "Oh, you spent this much money raising somebody else's kid, they might not appreciate it."
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't go into it thinking how much money you're gonna spend, right. So that's crazy in itself. But you do good in these situations, man. When you start raising these kids, and you and the mother don't make it, and now you got to decide: am I gonna walk away from these kids completely,
right?
Which could be detrimental to them, or you gonna still trying to. And you really don't have to be. So now you got to force yourself in ways to be part of a family that ain't even yours. Right. No more. Like I told one of my homeboys, man, when he was talking about his old lady, she had kids, man. I told him, I said, you ain't built for that. I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You're not built for that. Like you're not the kind of man that could raise another man's kid because you're not gonna go into it as in. They're all when a man I meet a man and he say these are her kids and they married.
Yeah,
you're in that relationship is doomed,
right
dog.
From the beginning.
That relationship is doomed. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll never get his kid everything he might need. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be like, man, I'm her kids, man. Like my son's straight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm her kid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if I could go back, man, like I said, I love my kids to death, but they treat me the way like they came from me. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't do it, dog. And if a man asks me that, I'm gonna look at who the man is and be like, nah, that ain't for you. Like I done told one of my homeboys that, you know what I'm saying? And I think he ended up believing me, but they whatever happened. But
yeah.
I think he ended up was like, yeah, they had a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta look at yourself as a man. Like, what happens when that kid tell you, you ain't my daddy. You ain't my daddy. And you done bought everything this little bastard got.
Feeding them for the last 10 years.
Because kids got an unconditional love for their biological parents, man. Like no matter what you do, you might look at that like he get the trophy, I get the certificate, and I done did everything. Like it's a lot to it, man. So I would tell a man, dog, like, nah, no, that ain't for you. That ain't just go out here and create your own family, man, and be okay with that, or don't do it at all. But some men ain't built for that, and some women ain't built to let go of the control over the situation because she's been so independent so long. She had to do everything to let a man come in and be a husband, because he's his husband. We ain't
right, and a father.
Yeah, and a father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the point where a man try to discipline a kid and a woman step in, and I ain't even talking about, ain't nobody should be verbally abusing no kids. It happens, but if a kid little, he done raised meet this kid at 3-4 years old, this kid wilding.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you hitting him and it ain't effective. Let me tell you the story, dog. This was basically just work with me here. And then we gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I know you got something to do. Me and Flex was having a conversation. He was with some dogs. He was in a situation and some dogs was there. And the lady couldn't discipline these dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like she couldn't get them where they needed. So
I already know where this is going.
So one time Flex over there, right? And he put the hand of God on the dog, right?
Right.
Ever since then, though, the dog understood the difference in authority. And it's the same, and I hate to compare kids to dogs, but that's kind of what it's like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you only been hit by your mother, it's a whole different feeling to get hit by a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or just chastised. Like sometimes women can say stuff, and, boys, especially boys, we get bigger and we like, man, she ain't talking about nothing.
Right.
But you got that dude that come in here that you's like, he might be about that action.
Right.
You gonna look at things a little different. If she takes that away from you, you're in the wrong house, brother. Get out of there.
Yeah.
I would definitely say it. If she's not gonna let you be what you set out to be to these kids, get out of there. You're not gonna win that situation.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win it, and you ain't doing nothing but hurting the kid anyway. So
yeah,
you're not gonna win. So if somebody asks me, man, depending on who the man is, I'm gonna tell him, man, hey man, let that go.
Yeah.
I know it feel good, bro. I know she doing all the tricks, brother.
And she cooking.
Yeah, let that go, because she ain't gonna, she might not let you raise them kids the way you want to. So let that go. Yeah, man.
And that's why I get talked about a lot, because I would tell people I'm not dating a woman with small children.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm at the point in my life of that.
I don't have the energy for it, and I did it through experience. So one chick that I got real good, we were together, and I made a conscious effort to say I'm going to be very involved in her. And I did that. And the relationship lasted 8 months. But me and the daughter were so cool. We was hanging out on our own. Yeah. So when we broke up, I couldn't even talk to the daughter no more. Right. So now I'm looking at it like, this chick, the child didn't ask for this. Right. You know what I mean? And now she's going to have to start all over. Right. And in that relationship, I would hear about what the real baby daddy wasn't doing. Right. You know, and I'm like, what are we talking about? I'm here with her.
Oh, man,
so that was like, nah, I'm good on that.
Like, we was in year 10, 11 when we first started going separate ways. So by that time, me and my kids, we in. You know what I'm saying? So I moved out and things like that, but they were, they got phones. My kids are older. You know what I'm saying? So they calling me, pretty much come by the house. You know what I'm saying? I was still making sure things was right at the house, but my kids had their own personalities at the time. So it didn't bother them as much as I kind of thought it was going to be at the beginning, because I was so hands-on with my children. You know what I'm saying? So it came a time where they might be doing something at the house and they'd be like, come over. Because my kids really didn't know what was going on. We didn't tell them right away what was going on. But, I mean, they cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my kid, you would think I had my children. You would think they was all mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Hey, bros.
Don't do it. I had one successful situation where me and the girl just didn't work out. But the way, and he was in high school by then. Yeah. So it was a lot more relatable. He was more like just kind of open to what, and his dad was very involved. Yeah. And me and his dad met, and we was cool.
And the kids got to see
everything,
that.
everything was cool.
I ended up putting hands on my one of my children.
Say
You know
that.
what I'm saying? I mean, I did. You know what I'm saying? It happens. That's part of life. You know what I'm saying? We cool, but we ain't even cool now. We was all right for a minute, but you know, things happen in life that shouldn't happen. It just so happened to happen in front of two of my children, but and my mother. But you know, I'm saying the record still intact. You know what I'm saying? But
we too off. We got your one story. We got your one story.
The record's still intact, dog. You know what I'm saying?
We got your war story.
You know what I'm saying?
You know
what I'm saying? I'm still looking for her. You know what I'm saying? That lady that I was a kid when you beat me. We need to run that back. You know what I'm saying? But the record's still intact, dog. You know?
You ain't got no sense.
But all jokes aside, man. When you get into these relationships, man, take the physical away for a minute and see if y'all really like each other. And see if this is really what it is. Because if you can care about it, see, the sex is the thing that fuck it all up, man. Like once y'all start doing it, oh man, everything good. You know what I'm saying?
What if it's trash?
But let's say it's good. Let's say it's good. Take that away for a month and see if y'all really like each other. And you'll really see if you win it to win it or not. Because one thing about that, the most comfortable place on the earth for a man is either in his safe place,
which is alone,
or that hole
in them legs.
You know what I'm saying? In that mouth, between them legs, behind you, like that's the most comfortable place for a man. So y'all take that away and see if y'all really mess with each other, man. And you'll find out if this is something you need to be doing for a long haul.
Do you think that changes the way you date? Like, would you go into something and say, okay, I'm gonna wait for say a month or so?
I need to see the product first.
I'm not gonna buy this until I try.
You need to absorb the product first and then take it away and see if you still good. But my last thing on the dating women with children, if the kids aren't sufficient, you know what I'm saying? Like they independently, like they close to being out. I probably could do it. But little kids, I be real, because I'm not a professional stepdaddy. That ain't my role. You know what I'm saying? And women gonna say, well, I don't need you to help me raise my kids and all this. You're being selfish for one thing, because there's no way a man should be in your life like y'all really together and he don't mess with your kids. So if that's what you need, you should become unattractive to me right there.
Date until
you know what I'm saying? Because one don't happen without the other. You come as a package. And if he don't understand, if he cool with you saying that, y'all both leave each other alone. Go find somebody else, man. That's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, with me, man, I don't even. If I met a woman, man, and she got kids, and I know we wasn't on that time, to me, you don't got kids, because I should never see them. I don't, you know, so you want to talk to me about them, that's cool, but I don't want to see them. I don't exist. After 12 before 6.
I've been there. Been there. He was like, hey, let's go to the game. I said, well, I'm going. Me? I said, nah, I ain't going.
Man.
I ain't going.
Yeah, I'm straight.
Anyway, we appreciate y'all, man, coming into the room, hanging out with us again. We're going to keep doing what we're doing, and we appreciate the love that y'all show us. If y'all just do us a favor, when this thing pops up on whatever you're looking at it on, YouTube, whatever, share it. Hit the thumbs up on there. That helps us. It's free. I say it again, it's free. Just hit a thumbs up. And we're going to get back on the live. Don't worry, but we hear it. We hear y'all saying it.
Yeah, y'all gonna watch. That's my code. We go live. Y'all gonna watch.
We gonna go back live. We just gonna need, and of course, we have our hardcore crew. We love y'all to death. We always expect to see y'all. So again, we just ask that share the video. You know, if you ride with us like that, share it. Show people you stand on it, and hit the thumbs up. And we gonna keep doing what we doing, man. What you got for them, 18?
Yeah, this year, man, really, if you ain't did it already, I could be late to the party, but disciplines, man. Get into your disciplines and stay there, and it'll work. Everything else will work out the way it's supposed to, because you'll see the difference in you, which is going to make you see the difference in a lot of other things that you're involved in, and you're going to either put a foot forward or put a foot backwards. But really lock in on your disciplines, man. It's dope. For real.
Okay. Well, y'all know what I'm going to tell you. Y'all hold it in the road, man. I got to go.
Yeah, you do.
Be easy.